Okay. Okay, guys. I don't know why Instagram has been messing us up. Okay, guys. Um, I don't know what's been going on. I don't know what's been going on. I'm not sure why the stream keeps on cutting off, but that's one of my issues that I'm having with Instagram right now. They're just not a very reliable streaming platform. So now I'm streaming across multiple platforms. I'm also streaming on Instagram. Um, if you want to join, I'll post the link in the comments, but you're going to have to join through the link. You can't join directly on Instagram because Instagram keeps cutting us off after 15, 20 minutes. I don't understand why. Um, so yes, I'll post the link. You guys will still have a chance to join the live to share your thoughts. Um, so yeah, I'll post the link now. If you want to join the call, you have to come to the studio. But yeah, I don't want to keep getting cut off on this app. But yeah, apologies for the break in conversation. But yes, please use the link, join the call. Let's hear what you have to say. It's simple. We're talking about Eric Chelle to the Super Eagles. Are you for or against his appointment and why? Let's debate. That's it. Don't come and talk about anything else. Let's talk about Eric Chelle. Are you for or against the appointment and why? That's all. And let your arguments or try your hardest for your arguments to be based on facts, knowledge. Don't use sentiment. Oh, he's a Malian. Argue based on facts, argue based on achievements, based on accomplishments, and things like that. So I've posted the link. If you'd like to join the call, if you'd like to share your thoughts, please just follow the link join the studio, and I would like to hear from you. Streaming in portrait mode today, not landscape. Let's see how that goes. Because I'm prioritizing social media platforms today. But yes, please call in. Let me hear from you guys. Yes, Mo, I see you. Okay, let's see if Mr. Adedotum is going to join us here and we can continue the conversation. Let me see. Someone says he's okay. I wish him success. His record is good, but this is the Super Eagles, one of the most challenging jobs in the world. Nevertheless, I wish him the best. Okay. If you'd like to join, please call in. Let me hear from you. I am Mo.
Okay.
And go on.
Yes. So like I was saying, I'm in support of the IRA because, well, we are already drowning. Sorry, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go on.
It seems like I'm just hearing some feedback from you.
It sounds clear on my side, though.
It sounds clear.
Yeah, on my side.
Okay. Okay. So I think I'm in support of him. To me, this is the first time I will be in support of NFL. Oh, yeah, I was indifferent during Pesero's tenure, but this one, like we're already down. In we're already sinking. So he doesn't have anything to lose, though we have a lot to lose because we were not able to make the last World Cup. But considering the situation we have now, we don't really have any reputable coach in Nigeria that can really take on that position because we've tried everyone. Even
Mm.
the so-called TD have good starting, no finishing. So yeah, I'm in support of him. And for me, this is a wake-up call to NFF that they really need to look at the area of uh, helping the local coaches in Nigeria.
Mm.
Maybe perhaps the ones in the NPFL make sure that at the end of regular season, bring out training courses to Nigeria, upskill people. I think that's just the only. Nigeria will benefit at the end of the day. They should not look at the money that they will use to do this thing, but then look at the benefit in the long run. Because to me, if you have a credible person that can really train the players, why going for Eric Chile? So to me, that's just it. So we don't have any choice now. We have to support him. I believe, and to me, if they to me they really believe in him, that's why they hired him. Because I don't think it was the first, second, or third during the screening, but they saw something in him, and that's why they hired him. So with that belief, they need to really support him, because if they don't support him, he can't succeed though. But I know that they will support him, because they want to be at the World Cup, because going to World Cup is also an avenue for them to make quick cash. Because all of them are now, because to me that's just the ultimate aim. Let's forget about, oh, we're going to World Cup, we're going to World Cup. What's the essence of going to World Cup if you cannot go beyond quarterfinal, semi-final? For me, we Nigerians, we want to see our team succeed. For the NFF officials, they want to line their own pocket. That's their own aim. See, the NFF is NFF. See, let's be clear. Nigerians and NFF, we have two different objectives. So our objective doesn't align together. Until our objective align together and we have a proper person at the end of our life, that's when we. So that's just the me. To me, they want to go to World Cup because they know that the last World Cup they missed. I mean, a lot of them were still they weren't feeling it. So now this one they have to.
Okay, let me ask you a question. So first of all, you people will come on my platform now. You bash NFF. Now me they go call the Vex for. Now me they go call the Vex for. But but let me ask you this question. So I hear that you want to support him. I understand that. But my question is, are you confident? Because I want to support the coach. I'm supporting him. He has my full backing. But personally, I am not confident. Are you confident?
Well, I think let's maybe the first match. To me, for me, there's no doubt about his technical knowledge of the game. I think he understands the game. And for me, I think Ivory Renard's first trophy was with Zambia, and that Zambia team was a less fashion team. Though most of them played locally, and few from South Africa and some less glamorous leagues in Europe. So to me, but then the thing is that the South Zambia FA they supported him. See, if NFF want this guy to succeed, jokes apart, they need to support him. Leave the players. When the players know that NFF is fully in support of these coaches, everybody will fall in line. So to me, I believe like we just need to win our first two matches, and then everybody will be in high spirit. So I have that belief that it will succeed.
So you don't answer my question. Are you confident?
Well, based on NFF way of handling things, I'm not really confident. But I'm confident in the coach that the coach knows what lies ahead of him. But in terms of NFF, I know that NFF can still make a mess of the situation.
So okay.
See, the reason why I'm saying this is that I heard the news that he hasn't even informed MC Oran that he's leaving. That's the truth. I think he's gonna be on the sideline today or tomorrow. And
for
that's
MC Oran.
For MC Oran. So that's the thing. So Chelle can wake up tomorrow because I heard they paid him more at MC Oran. So if MC Oran decide to give him like $150,000, won't he consider it coming to Nigeria, throw to a terrain whereby he knows that it will be on. But okay, I believe that for him.
Let me ask you this question. Okay, no, sorry. Before I ask you this question, I'm going to reply. No, what you're saying is false. Let's be realistic. If we got again, the question is not are you confident that we would qualify? It's more so are you confident in the coach's ability to qualify? Maybe that's what you misunderstood. Because the reality of it is that our position is a tricky situation right now.
Very tricky.
But if we got in, I'm just throwing names out there. If we got in like Pep that Nwakali mentioned, if Pep Guardiola became the coach, Nigerians would say, we will qualify. Let's be realistic now. If we got in Ancelotti, if we got in Hervé Renard, Nigerians will say, no, we can do this. The reality of it is that the lack of confidence is because we got in a coach that is inexperienced, a coach that has not achieved success yet in his career, a coach that the one claim to fame that the coach has is that they pour him water for AFCON. So that's the reason why Nigerians are not confident. If we got a world-renowned coach, which we can't, I recognize the fact that we can't. But if we did, people will be confident. So let's not say Nigerians will not be confident regardless of the coach. I think that is false. If it was a reputable coach, people would have confidence. But
But I want to say something.
okay,
A top-rated coach too can come in and lose its first 2 matches. Why
it is
somebody that
possible.
we didn't really
It is
put
possible.
so much hope on
See,
will just
and my
lose the
question to
match.
you before I jump to Mr. Dotun is: you said the NFF needs to support him. So, from your own perspective, what do you think is that support that they can give him for you to feel like they've done everything that needs to be done? What do you want to see from the NFF to say, okay, yes, they supported him?
I think people believe that winning matches, you win a match on that day, on the match day. No, before you win matches even before the day of the match by putting all logistic. Like every itinerary about our matches now, it's supposed to have already been planned now. If we don't really have a plan, they're supposed to be working with the coach now. Okay, this is the itinerary. This is how we're going to move. This is everything. Let NFF do their own part in terms of getting all those things ready. And if he said, "Oh, I need this player. This is the player I want for this position." If the player doesn't, if the player still needs to do some of nationality switch, that's really difficult at this stage because we don't have that luxury of time. But for those people that are ready, they are not cup tied or cap tied to any country, and you want them to really be on his team, they should let him bring it. They should allow him to bring them in, and not to be so because I know to me, and this is not, I'm not really targeting any player. I know for sure. I will not say I know for sure. Tanimu inclusion into the team and this guy in South Africa was because they have somebody in NFF that's really supporting them. It wasn't based on merit. For me, it's not really that we don't really have better players in Africa. There's a lot of better players that are playing in Africa. And I did also can subscribe to that. We have players that are playing in CAF Champions League in different part of African country clubs. Some in Egypt, some in APR, Rwanda, that are better than that guy in South Africa. Why can't we? So we are playing in Africa. African terrain is very rugged. We have a coach that understands the terrain. Let's bring a mix of players into the team. Because there's been a time whereby some of our players will decide that they don't want to travel to some other country. I don't want to mention those periods. But I don't think we have those issues now. But we need to be planning that we shouldn't. Everything is focused on MPFL. MPFL is not really giving us the best players. Our best players, even they are on the African continent. I'm not saying the ones in Europe, but there are some best players. Osnadapo is there. Some Sadiq Awujola is there in Africa. There,
Pyramids.
they are there. Those players are good. Those players can compete favorably with the foreign-based players. So, to me, those are the players they need to look at. Those players that they have that experience, not that bringing Sadiq Bending or bringing in anybody.
Let's not castigate any player right now, because at the end of the day, nobody them they call themselves.
I'm not. So NFF just do their part. Let's make sure that whatever the coach wants, let give him, because at the end of the day, it will just be the coach and NFF if they want to sack him.
Okay, I want to quickly just respond to one or two comments. So Omobolaji says big name coach doesn't guarantee success. Absolutely, nobody here has claimed that big name coach guarantees success. Nobody has said it's just, again, I was talking about confidence. A big name coach would inspire more confidence. That is the reality. Does it guarantee success? No. But does it inspire confidence? Yes. That's what I was saying. So there's also another comment here from OT David that says, exactly, people say they want a local coach. We gave Finidi a chance and he put us in a deeper mess. Eric is the best man for the job right now. So that's what OT David is saying. Katoka Digital says, wait, please please answer me. What is the method of qualifying? Is it not that group leaders or winners pick the tickets? So yes, the winners of the group qualify automatically for the World Cup. The runners up are going to go into the Intercontinental Playoffs tournament. Frankly speaking, I'm
None
not
of our team.
I'm not interested in that tournament at all. Like, I don't even want to have to think about how the tournament is structured, how it works, who we're going to face. I'm not interested. We need to win the group. and finish as
Finish.
group winners and qualify. That intercontinental tournament is just some long story, man. Like going there is going to be complex.
That's a gamble now.
You
It's
don't
like
know who
going
you are
back
going to
home.
you don't know who you are going to get from
Yeah.
Asia or who you are going to get from somewhere. You really don't know. So let's not even risk it. We need to qualify from this group. But I'll throw it over to you now, Mr. Adidotun. You know, again, what do you want to add to this conversation around the appointment of Eric Chelle?
Yeah, like I keep saying, I want for us to please support this guy, you know, because the time he came in is very delicate time. So we should play transport
Mm,
him. You know, we've gotten like two home based players, and I've always been saying it, and you all know my grievance with the home based coaches because of agenda. Because I don't see a reason why a coach will be bringing a player from. I'm sorry, I'm not like trying to cascade any players here because they didn't invite themselves. I don't see why a coach will bring a player from a lowly Yefu. Where's Yefu today? Disbanded. Not even that we are more than Tanzania in football. They've never in their life invited a player from Yefu. And the guy was moved from Yefu to Sididia B Stars, another low-rated club. And now he's been in Super Eagles. The last one, they invited a player that did 20 from MPFL, moved to Iraq. And from Iraq, moved back to the local league and played just 3 matches. And invited him to
mm.
Super Eagles. Meaning, it's better. The same player could not even make the chant first 11. Was on the bench all through the
I
2
did also want to say
matches.
something.
So
Tanzania
because
as
with
as
my
a
own
country, they are better
agenda,
than Nigeria. Tanzania qualified for all CAF competitions last year. All the 8 CAF competitions, futsal, everything. So
that is
so
that
but
that
our
is
player playing
that
there
is
is not good.
that
You say
club side football. I am all you know. I'm a fan of Tanzania league. Club side football. I'll tell you, they have just three clubs there: Yanga, Simba, and Azam. So every other team, every other club side player. See now, the guy could not even make the chance starting 11. So that's why I don't have any problem against these local coaches, except because they use agenda. And I've been saying it. And they kept on inviting a goalkeeper in what do you call it, in Ethiopia. So I want our FA to support this guy, and Tele too should not be used. I'm sorry to say this, I've been saying it before. When the guy in Tanzania was invited, they said he was playing for better insurance. Meanwhile, when by the time they invited him, he had played 2 matches for Yefu, and they put better insurance behind his name. That means agenda. If you cannot come out to tell us the reason why you have invited a player, that means an agenda. That's why I am not in support of our local coaches, except you are going to tell me that they will not use agenda. That's on that. And like I said earlier on, IoT, our NFF should please give this guy the free hand to work. Hence, I am very scared. I'm very scared of the former NFF president because in a long time now, he has been the one coming out to talk about the Super Eagles coaches on behalf of
Mm.
NFF. But when you joined Ole like that day, Ole was saying there's only by that. And look, is wrong with that. He is not, he's the immediate past NFF
Mm.
chairman. He should not be coming out to speak on behalf
Okay,
of spite
Mr.
of
Adotun,
NFF. Just like we don't
let me ask you a question.
literally let Buhari to come
Eh,
and be speaking
let
on
me
behalf
ask you a
of
question. Let me
Tinubu.
ask you a question. Let's not get into NFF and what they are doing. So we keep talking about we need to give him free hand. We need to give him free hand. We need to give him free hand. Now, somebody correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just not aware. In our past, maybe 5, 6 coaches, have we given anybody free hand completely? Okay, so if the
No.
answer is no, is it fair to say that they are not going to give this man free hand? If they've not done it in the past 5 or 6
Well,
coaches, is it fair to say they are not going to start doing it now?
based on what some people said, they said is that the guy is a man of his own
Everybody is a
that he
everybody
doesn't
is a
like to
man of their
take.
own until they see Oga. But
Okay,
I
I
guess
think
my
one of the
question.
reasons why they sacked him is Mali was because it wasn't really allowing the Malian FA people
To do.
to yeah, and then but
So,
then the government were really in support of him.
but then Mali, being a Malian, you can easily challenge the Malians coming to
Yes.
Nigeria. Does he have the same power to challenge the Nigerian authorities? But my question ultimately is that if they do not give him a completely free hand, you know, like we've seen in the past, and then we don't get the desired results, are we saying that we're not going to blame the coach at all? Is that
We
what we
will,
are saying?
we will
Or
definitely
will he still hold some blame even if they don't give him a free hand?
That would be contextual. It depends on we have to put that into
Mm,
context, you know. But that's what I always say. I've been saying it. Our former legend Finidi said he picked his team, but when everything happened, we heard that the other argument that some people impose players on
mm,
him. See, if this guy doesn't want us to blame him, if they look at what Randy said, Baba, I point in time, apart from you and Dinoso that believed so much in Randy, some of us were busy Randy. But when the man came out and said and told us what he was facing, we all rallied around him. If they are giving, if they are, if they are not giving Chelle free hands, if he comes out to talk that, see, I'm not being given free hands, people are just bringing players to me, so like that. I'm telling you, Nigerians will rally around him. Even if anything happens, Nigeria will
mm,
support him. That, oh, this guy lost because they imposed players on
mm,
him. Because they imposed players
mm,
on him. That's what I'm
mm.
saying.
Okay.
I mean, I like to put things into context before I blame. I'm not just going to blame you. That's why, sorry, I won't blame players that are being invited based on agenda.
Mm,
They get already gave their opportunity and they took that
mm,
opportunity. I'm not going to blame the players, but I'll blame the person that invited them. That's
mm,
just it. So you should come out and tell us that, oh, these people, they are imposing players on me, oh, they're not giving me free hand. Then and see if Nigerians support him or
mm,
not. Just when we supported Randy
mm.
Wardrobe.
Okay. I'm now going to ask this question. So we know that our first two games are, the best way we can put it is that they are must-win games. If we don't win those games, our World Cup qualification hopes will start to look very, very, very bleak. Um, Now the coach. Let's talk about stats. So people have said in the past like, "Oh, Eguavon starts well, then it tailors off." I'm just going to use Mali because everybody has been referencing how great Eric Chelle was with Mali. His first two games for Mali were against Gambia, home and away. He won one, he lost one. Yeah. Now, if he loses one and wins one of our first two games, what do you think would happen? Do you think Nigerians would keep the confidence? If he wins one, loses one, maybe he beats, let's say he beats Rwanda and then, loses the other game. Do you think Nigerians would still keep that confidence? Ayamo, you can go first.
Well, they can't sack him then. So what? So what's the essence? So to me, that doesn't diminish that he's a good coach. So to me, I still have confidence in him, even if you play one and lose one. But
Mm,
I believe that he can win his first two matches,
mm,
and that's just making sure. See, we talk about winning those first two matches. Man, the coach has a lot to do, but then NFF has like maybe like 40%,
mm,
and then he has 60%. 60% in terms of telling his players, okay, this is what I want you to do in the game, and then 40% for NFF to make sure that okay, everything is ready for him. All he needs is there. They fly in, they stay in the right place, rest, and all those things. So that's 40% from NFF. So I believe with that we will win. Even if we play one lose one, well, they can't sack him. Then we will still have to finish the world qualifiers, the rest of the qualifiers. So
NFF, they cannot really afford to sack anybody because
yeah.
that means you have to pay the person to go.
So I believe I feel so. Once I want to be sarcastic now. I believe before they hired uh Chelle, they might have, I know our president. They might have reached out to all these soothsayers in all these people. Say, okay, which one will be better? Because we don't get money. Maybe let's pray over it. So because they always say let's pray, inshallah, because that's their own belief. Let's pray over it. So they will have seen, during the military regime, all this they know how to say all those things. Okay, I think let's play this on a scrap. Okay, this one has less. It's not really glamorous like the other one. We might just be lucky with it. Let's just choose it. So I believe he will win his first two matches.
All
The,
right.
the thing is just that when he qualifies
Well,
for the World Cup, maybe they will
Mr.
now change
Adedoto,
it.
what do you think? If he wins
yeah,
and loses one, wins one, loses one, what do you think?
yeah, yeah. If he wins and lose, if he wins one and loses one, if he loses that one gallantly, I will still give him support. I will still give him support. Like I said, everything boils down to what happens before the match. If it's being given the free, if it's being given the free hand to work, if it's being given all the necessary tools to work with, and he loses gallantly, I will still support him. But if it's the other way, if he loses woefully, bro, now me get my mouth too. Now me praise him. Now me go still condemn him more because the way it is. No, sorry, I know I've been saying this now that in it for a while now. Oh my God!
What happened to
For a while now,
All right.
okay, for a while now, we've not been doing well politically. Now we are not getting right politically and financially in our country. And the only thing that gives us joy is sports, football. So every Nigerian, even those of us are abroad, we are under that we are under that tension, pressure. So if he can get it right, we'll support him. But like I said, I'll look at the contest. If he wins and loses gallantly, I'll still support him. But if he loses woefully, probably because they are trying to impose players on him, stuff like that, I'll still support him. But if he loses based on his tactics and stuff like that, then I'll have to call for his sack, which I know cannot be possible because in NFF I've
I,
been
I
on board.
want to I want to raise a point. Now, any coach, anytime Nigeria put out advert vacancy for national team coach, I believe that any coach that is even looking at coaching Nigeria that's interested should know that it's coming to face some people in NFF that their views don't align footballing terms. So that person should be ready to have somebody, because I know all those coaches that are coming, they have somebody, they have a contact, they have a Nigerian contact. So I believe that any coach that's coming to Nigeria to coach, and if he's eventually picked as a coach, should have somebody above NFF, or if the contact can have somebody above NFF, because without this thing, like, it's really difficult. And I say this because this is very important, because the situation we have now in the country with everything, it's only when you have that free hand, you know what you want to do, you know what you want to achieve, and then you know how to go about it. And that's the reason why Samson CSL was really successful, because he knows that he's been incapacitated by NFL, but then he goes around because he has built that relationship with a lot of people, so that he knows how to get his team before NFL now raise cash to give to him and everything. So, but then they don't do that to Super Eagles. But then the Super Eagles coach needs to really be firm, get somebody higher up. Maybe at the NSC or in the presidency, maybe the make contact between him when he's getting the job, so that his life will be less. That will really make his job easy to me, because relying on NFF.
Okay. Let me just see what other people are saying. I'll bring you on in a bit, engineer.
Smith here. Smith is not here.
No. But I know people want to know about, okay, what kind of changes can we expect? Which new players can we expect? We'll get to that in just a bit. But I wanted to ask a question. We know that one of the things that Nigerians seem to focus on so much is style of play. Till today, that's the reason why people condemn and talk down on a coach that got us to our only final in the past decade because of style of play. Our only final in the past decade, people are still condemning this man because of style of play.
You mean Pesero?
Yes, Pesero. So, and again, I always like to give people context. When Pesero came to Nigeria and he started, was he playing that style that he did at the AFCON? No. he was trying to play more expansive. They told the man that Nigeria's style is wing play.
We no get any style. Forget about
No,
those
but I
wing play.
mean
All those wing
that's
play
what they
now.
told him. They said it's wing play 4-4-2. He tried that 4
Yes.
4 2. We were leaking goals. We remember we were leaking goals. And the man decided that, you know what, this tournament I want to win. So I need to switch up my tactics. I need to be solid at the back and go forward. We've heard the saying many times, attack wins you games, defense wins you titles. But Nigerians no agree. So my question is, if Eric Chelle comes into the job now, and maybe the first game he tries to play an attacking style, and then we now concede 2 goals and somehow maybe draw the match, let's say. And then he switches to be more compact and then playing on the counter and trying to score goals. Do you think Nigerians should understand, or he must play attacking football? I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, thank you very much. I see. I was going to say something there. That see, we were used to 4-2 because then mind you, most of our players back then came from the league, and all the teams in the league were playing 4-4-2, except when Amadu Shabu went to Brazil. They brought that three at the back. All the clubs in the league, they were playing 4-4-2. And back then all our strikers used to be lanky, so we used to have good wingers then, both on the right flank and left wing. We used to have good ball crossers. you know I think now most of our players are based in Europe, and we have some who are diaspora born players. So I think we should play to the we have to change with time. We have to change. Football used to be 4-4-2, but it's no more 4-4-2. That why remember we used to have that magazine, 4-4-2 magazine, but it's no more 4-4-2. So we also have to move with time, and that happens more of the things that actually affected two of our last indigenous coaches. They wanted to play that 4-4-2 that they used to play. Forget that. We no longer have that player. Back then, it was always Amulik on the left, Findi on the right. But now, you have somebody Chukwueze, a left footer playing for the right, who can also cross the ball with his right leg. So, if this man tends to change style formation, we should rally around him, because he needs to play to the advantage of our players. These guys play in Europe. They no longer play 4-4-2. So he wants to play. That's why I thought Keleshwaka was here. I was going to tell you that. See, any formation the coach is bringing, these guys are professionals. I'm sure he's bringing formation that's being used in Europe. These guys, our player might be able to adapt to it. At the last AFCON, nobody knew that our players were going to adapt to Barcelona's style of play. And it worked. Then that brought out the best in even one of the condemned defenders, Shemi Ajayi. That was the best condition so far for Nigeria. Look how what we got. See, we should rally around the coach. If he did it at his ends, I think I will agree with him that it's going to maybe I wouldn't support him leading the Shan team, but working as an observer, working as in line with Okumodede and Co. Let there be that synergy. Maybe he can introduce that his style of play when we get to Chad. So we'll see what he's trying to do. Because that's why I would have loved. It would have been better if we had gotten this guy even before we play the friendlies, where the guy would have tried these those tactics. It was easier for Barcelona because that was in a competition. They practice, they stay together. So I think if he changed tactics, we should run around him. Now I'm going to say for now, we should run around him.
Okay.
Thank you.
Let me just quickly jump to some comments very quickly. So Balance is saying, you will all be watching World Cup from the comfort of your own homes. There is no way South Africa will let you qualify. Balance is a South African, so obviously.
So as for people that are watching, even Nigerians and South Africa, man, let me tell you, Nigeria is going to beat South Africa in South Africa. I'm saying it. I don't know. Even if we go with Eguavon or Finidi, we're going to beat South Africa. So mark my word. Balance. Okay. We'll come back here. You will see.
Okay. High Sense says insult upon injury. A Mali man becoming Nigeria technician. So High Sense, I made this appeal to people earlier. if you want to argue this argument, let's argue based on some kind of knowledge, some kind of facts, some kind of observation. If your only argument is a Mali man becoming Nigeria, I'm not taking you seriously.
Yeah, that's
Argue
it.
based on some facts, argue based on some knowledge. It's not just about nationality. That's a very lazy argument.
It's, to me, it's just because the guy is an African. When they hired Averina, who is Averina? The Zambia hired him.
Mm.
So to me, that argument doesn't really hold water at all. So this guy
I,
Okay.
also there.
Sorry.
see
Let me.
I have
Sorry,
seen,
Mr. Dotun.
I
Wait. Hold
have
on. Sorry. Let me just read some. Let me read some more comments. OT David says we will win both matches if he can implement his style of play with neo midfielders that have attacking minds. We are cooking any team. OT David, my question to you will be: who are those new midfielders that have attacking minds? We have who we have. I understand what we're trying to say, but who are the new? There's no new midfielders to call. We have who we have. We know who we have. Um, Let me see. Adege Maiwa says perhaps the right coach, but definitely wrong timing. We are already in a tight spot where we need a specialist that can go through the remaining games unscathed. I don't think he is that guy. I understand what this person is saying. I wouldn't say I don't think he's that guy, but again, I understand why Nigerians might be skeptical when we hire a coach that does not really have a track record, especially when we are already in a tight spot. I understand. Some people think that it might just be too difficult a task. Um, Let me keep going and just acknowledge what people are saying very quickly. Anthony says all this Nigeria noise will silence if the team plays well and wins the first two games, similar to how Raw started. I agree. See, the thing is that at the end of the day, football is a what have you done for me lately kind of job. Is a job that results ultimately are the most important thing. So I completely agree. If he wins his first two games, people will keep quiet. People will start to trust more. Again, it might partially depend on how he wins those first two games. If he wins, it's just we'll move to the answer. Maybe people might not be that confident. But if he goes and he beats Rwanda properly, beats Zimbabwe properly, you know, people will start to look at him differently. So I agree to that. Guys, let me just quickly drop you guys off for a quick second. If you can stay in the background, I would still like to hear from you, but because we're in portrait mode today, we have more people waiting.
So let me go. You can bring somebody else.
If we fill up the screen too much, it won't look good. So
Yeah,
let me just bring some other people on very quickly. But yes, welcome, engineer Usi Ikechuku. Thank you for joining me. I can't hear you, sir. I think it might be your headphones. Try disconnecting your headphones. I can't hear you. Try disconnecting your headphones. While we're waiting for him, Humble Henry, welcome.
Yes, my brother. Hey,
Engineer Usi, have you fixed the audio? I think you need to disconnect those headphones. You need to disconnect those headphones. Okay, Humble Henry, go on. Yeah, go on, Humble.
yes. Well, what I'm saying is this. Yes, we want him to succeed. Definitely, everybody wants him to succeed. I myself want him to succeed. The only thing is this: we must talk about the good side and also the bad side. We will not be saying, "Oh, let him succeed," and talking about the bad side of him. In order for us to talk about his bad side, help us to know who he is. Yeah, you can't tell us that you're bringing a coach for Super. We'll not talk about all the positive and the negatives.
Mm.
So these are the things that will help us to ask questions. I was watching Philip Amaju, they were asking him in our view, something like that, asking why we coach, why we coach, all these things. Some of the things that he said, you have watched him, he have done this, the way he ruled the Indian team, national team, all this. Yes, but you also remember that Mali is not Nigeria.
Mm.
Mali is not Nigeria. Nigeria is a different planet. If for you to succeed in Nigeria, you have to be very, very smart and very, very intelligent. We all know what happened to Asero.
Mm.
He ran and picked somebody that helped him out. Yeah, we also know how he struggled. For you to come to Nigeria, you have to be very, very intelligent, very smart. That is why we are requesting for best coaches to come and coach. Yeah, I said, the best coaches. For me, I would say it. He would be the least. But we don't have any option. Therefore, we support him. But to support him, we have to talk about the negative and the positive. Yeah, somebody will not come and tell me he's good, he's this, he's this. I will ask questions. The way I asked about Marcelo.
Okay, Humbury, let me ask you. If he goes and he wins the first two games, 3-0 against Rwanda, 3-0 against Zimbabwe, are you going to be convinced?
I will support him. That is why I said,
no, don't get me wrong. Supporting him is one thing. I'm saying if he wins the two games convincingly, would you be convinced?
Yeah, no, I would be convinced, right? Because we have best players that understand formation. I want to see his tactics. Whether his tactics is different from any other coaches. But if you beat Rwanda 3-0, beat another one 3-0, which means that he has understand the players have understand his philosophy. In fact, I will ask you, please allow this man to start. But he play 1-1. They win him 1-0. You know what? You have to leave. No.
Okay, let me ask this question now, because Nigerians always talk about style of play, attacking football. Let's say against Rwanda, we attack 21 shots, 7 shots on targets, but they beat us 1-0. Will you still support it?
No, a coach, that's a beautiful nonsense. No.
Okay, I don't know too. Let's say 21 shots, 9 on target, we lose 1-0 against Rwanda. Beautiful attacking football, but maybe Osimhen missed 2 chances. Lookman missed 2 chances. It will be missed chance. Will you still support the coach if he loses like that?
Yes, that is losing gallantly. You use the word beautiful football. That is losing. I said it earlier on. I said if we lose gallantly, then that means the coach has done a good part. Maybe we are just unlucky. Maybe we are just unlucky, not to score goals. Then I'll say, I will give it to him. I'll support him.
Okay. What if he wins ugly? Will you still support him?
I'll still support him.
Okay. So
I'll still support him.
Okay. So if he loses gallantly, you support. If he wins ugly, you support. But if he should lose ugly,
if you lose woefully, I will join on. I will call them where let's start our violence. Hashtag Chelle must go. He's no more there. He's not going to be Chelle. He's not be Chelle.
Okay. Let me quickly just go back to some comments very quickly and just see what people are saying. So Usi says, I'm really amused that people downgrade Chelle. Which coach in Nigeria is better than him? OT David says, from the NPFL, honestly, I just want to see some new young ballers. Balance, our South African friend, says, show me one team that has beaten South Africa at home under Hugo Bruce. You can never beat us in Bloemfontein. I don't care who you are. So the South Africans are loud and proud and confident. They say, I do not care who you are. He said, our defeats in our own backyard will not start with the Super Eagles. So South Africans are feeling very confident in their squad. Ayodeji says, he will definitely qualify for the World Cup. The other teams will cancel themselves out. Hopefully, they don't cancel us out too. Segodi, another South African, a friend of the channel, says, Chelle is good. I fear him as a South African. His reading of the game is amazing. So one South African is saying, nothing to worry about. Another South African is saying, he is good. I fear him. Okay, OT Davis says, that is individual errors. You cannot blame the coach for that. What I will say is that we did not excuse other coaches in the past when individual errors caused them. So I know my Nigerian people, they're not going to excuse any coach. Even if it's that goalkeeper score on goal, people are still going to blame. They might blame the player, but they would also blame the coach because people don't allow individual errors to be an excuse. Even Finidi in his time, players made individual errors. We still criticized him, you know. So that's let me see comments on Instagram. So Larry says about 24 of the 54 African teams are coached by African coaches. Olu Olatunji says, see you guys in the World Cup. So confidence from Olu there. Official Sermon says Argentina hardly play a beautiful football if they need to win a match. Shondida says this is World Cup qualifiers. He must qualify us. No excuse, please. I would say, to the point about Argentina, for me, I've always said it. See, if I had my way, I would love my team to go and win every game 5-0. If football was just like that, I would say my team should just go and just win every game 5-0. But we also need to understand the fact that certain games, it might just not be your day. The other team is well prepared. You're under pressure, and you might need to change the approach a little bit. You might need to defend a little bit more. You might need to play on the counter some more. You might need to change the style. And I wish that Nigerians would be more receptive of this and more understanding of this. That a team cannot just say, this is how we're playing. And regardless of what is happening in the match, I just want to play like this. An example of a coach that does that is Ange Postecoglou. I know they beat Liverpool yesterday 1-0, but look at so many games that Spurs have played, and everybody is thinking that, why is this man not defending? You are playing against Chelsea. You have 2 red cards. You still say you want to go and attack. Are you asleep or So sticking to your guns every single time can also be a sign of madness. So I wish Nigerians can understand that certain coaches, certain games, you might have to adapt here and there. And I hope that they don't criticize him if he doesn't just go out and play all out football. Before they start saying, Imali was attacking, now he has come, he's defending. No, people should understand that different games, different circumstances. Because, for example, again, 2 games in March, must-win games. He cannot risk us conceding any silly goal. He cannot risk us just somehow the result doesn't go away. So he might not necessarily just go and just attack. If he does, great, and he wins. But if he doesn't, let us be more understanding. Okay, let's just talk quickly about players. So with a new coach, whether it be club level, whether it be national team level, when there's a new coach, people expect there to be some changes. People expect there to be some new faces coming in, some old faces going out, and things like that. I'll start with you, Mr. Adeotun. So looking at the squad now, let's be respectful with our comments, but are there any players that you don't want to be part of the team anymore? And are there players that you want to become a part of the team? Mr. Adeotun, you can start.
Well, I thank you for that question. If I want to talk as a football fan, I will start saying some things. But if I want to talk as human beings, I think I should be a bit relaxed. I want everybody to be given that chance. And even those that are not doing well now, we never can tell what will happen in the next 2 weeks. They might pick up their form. Remember Brown Ideye in West Brom? At the time when criticizing him when he was about to be sold. He played in, was he FA Cup or Carling Cup? He scored 2 goals, started scoring goals. And for the other, let's leave this guy here. See, I'll just say that I want the players that are not doing well now to please raise their games. They should please raise their games. If not, they should not be invited. But my stand. If you are not playing top flight football in some country, not in your country, so I'm not saying playing top flight football in Luxembourg or San Marino. If you are not playing top flight football in top countries, I don't want to see that player super.
So what of if the person is playing championship in England?
Championship, I see. I rate championship ahead of even Belgian league. I see regard Champions League. Championship is very, very tense. I see consider championship, but anything below championship, I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. That is that about that. And please, I always say this again. I won't negate even the people in the MPFL. If they come to camp, if they do well in camp, you can play them. Invite. I'll always be saying, invite all Nigerians. And the players that have been showing interest that they want to play for Nigeria, players like Felix Agu, I think it's high time we bring them on. If Iheanacho moves to Ipswich and he starts balling, we're not going to tell Chelle or Chelle not to invite him, but I'm just saying players should be invited based on merit. And repeat, merit. You
Okay.
know,
Is
don't say
is there any player in particular that maybe is on the outside looking in that you would like to see be a part of the squad?
yeah, that guy in Germany, Felix Agu.
Okay, Felix
That
Agu,
guys
you
have been
said.
saying, yeah, Felix Agu. That guys
Okay,
have been
I don't
saying
know.
that.
I'm very I don't know. I sometimes I'm not so interested in talking about people that are not yet with us. I know that they want to play for us, or at least they've said. But
Okay.
Agu is
Okay,
still registered as a German, no?
okay.
I think
Let me
he
just
has
say,
not done his passport switch yet, so you know.
let me just forget about those ones now. Those have not played for us. I think players like Taylor should come back to the team. And I would
Okay.
say a player like Aribo should come back to the team because he plays week in,
And
week out.
that one, some people will disagree with you.
And I don't care what people say. At least we are saying players that play week in, week out. If you play week in, week out in a Premiership, you can say his club is not doing well. People like that should be brought back to the team. I see, you know my stand. Before now, I happen to be lover of Alhassan Yusuf. But since he moved to USA, I said he should not be invited again. Because if Americans are going out to play, that's me. That's my personal opinion. Oh. I'm not the coach. That's my personal opinion. You know, I would say if you are players now in the US should not be invited to the national team. That's that on that. And I'm very glad even if we can get, but for now, I don't think all our center backs are there now. When I say our center backs, I mean players like Ekong, Chemi Ajayi. Ekong is aging, he's in the Saudi. Chemi Ajayi is aging, he's in the start, it's about 31 now, and he's injured. You know, maybe Osho and look for somebody to pay him. But I will say it that players that are playing top flight football week in, week out should be invited. Our players should be invited based on merit. That is that. I'm not going to
Okay,
condemn any player
okay.
for now.
Let's go to Humble Henry quickly. Humble Henry, is there anybody that you don't think should be part? Is there anybody that you would like to see coming?
Okay. First of all, number one, Kelechi Iheanacho have to buckle up. Kelechi Iheanacho have to buckle up. Yes, he has served the country for a long time, but he have to. Is who again? Chukwueze have to sit up. Sit up. Yes, he's a very, very talented player. He have to sit up, and I believe that Konteri could bring out the best out of Chukwueze because there is no coach that will come that will never like Chukwueze. I don't know how he does it. No coach. Even after if he come out from this injury by special grace of God, if you go to Milan, you will see that coach will like Chukwueze. The only thing that is struggling is that consistency. He have to do something. And at the midfield, he have to work on the midfield. You see that midfield, that is the problem. Somebody have to be in charge. And if Eric asked, did you play defense? Did you have to play the defense? If you ask him to be a defender, compare him, listen to him, play on that area. Yeah. And the only thing I don't want is a situation whereby you have a local player ahead of somebody that have been playing abroad. You must talk about it.
What if the coach just genuinely believes that our local base player is better?
If the local best player is better, it's a very good question. It's a very good question. because Keshi does that. Keshi did that.
Mm.
Um, hmm, uh, okay, if it is better, you are bringing a local called player to replace no, no.
Mm.
You are bringing a local player to replace who else? Um,
Osimhen or Lukman.
Onyedika. No, you must tell us the reason. If Onyedika is on fire, you
Mm.
are bringing somebody to replace him. No, you
Mm.
are bringing somebody to replace Onyeka. No,
Mm.
you have to bring somebody we know that is. If he's bringing a player to replace Hannah, no problem.
Mm. Okay. Let me just quickly jump to some comments. So I see that Mons Capi says Kingsley Ehizbue. So he wants to see Ehizbue back in the team. Ehizbue, of course, is a right back, so competing with Olaino and Bright Osayi Samuel, who are the right backs now. Can he get in ahead of Bright? Maybe. Ehizbue has had a decent season for Udinese. Osayi Samuel has been shaky for Fenerbahce. Some days good, some days not so good. So maybe who knows? He can get in ahead of Bright. Um, but let me see. People have been asking, can we get Murphy? Are the Murphy rumors true? I can't lie. Again, like I said, I personally don't care about players that are not Nigerian. Have not declared for Nigeria yet. Murphy is a good player. We watch him play in the Premier League, but let him switch his passports, and I'll start talking about him. Until then, I don't like all these dreams that we like dreaming in Nigeria. When he switches his passport, I'll start talking about him. Until then, he can score 30 goals. I don't really care, man. Um, but Larry A says, but if we play, so okay, this person is responding to you, Adeotun, because you said, and I disagree. I'm sure you know I disagree with you on this one. When you said we should not call Alassane Yusuf simply because he plays in the USA. For me, that is the same argument as we cannot hire Eric Chelle simply because he's a Malian. I don't think that we should condemn any player based on the league they play simply. I think if the player is playing at a high enough level in that league, the player deserves an opportunity. If the same way I'm talking about the NPFL, if the player is playing at a high enough level in the NPFL, and we believe that the player can make an impact in the national team, then I think the person deserves a chance. So if the player is playing at a high enough level in the MLS, and we feel like the person can add to the team, then the person deserves a chance. If they come and they flop, yes, fine. You can say, okay, well, it was a failed experiment. But I wouldn't just say don't call them up because of that. Um, Okay, so a few more comments that I want to take. Chidike Eze says, I think we may have some more midfielders with his recent formation. I mean, again, we don't have any new midfielders per se that you're going to call that I believe would make some huge difference. But of course, you can always switch things up. I saw a comment from OT David that I strongly disagree with. So he said Iwobi should be called up or benched. Indeed, he shouldn't really get called up again. And Okoye. Huh? I'm not sure what agenda this is. I'm not sure where you're coming from or where you're heading towards. Even if you say, okay, bench, it will be, I can even allow you to get away with that one. But when you say they should not call up Indidi, they should not call up Okoye, I'm not
Imagine.
sure, whatever you ate or drank today is very good because I'm not sure why, Indidi, I understand that Indidi is not at his highest, he's not at his peak. But Ndidi is still a player that deserves to be in the Super Eagles squad. He can still do a job for us. He's still doing well this season for Leicester in the English Premier League. Unfortunately, he got injured, but he was doing well. Okoye, yes, he did not save one shot. Okay, can we get over it? Like, bro, like it's about time that we get over the fact that he did not save one shot. Like, it's not like his sold game. It's not like the ball entered his toros. It did not save the shot. Okay, fine. We need to at some point move on. The guy is playing for Udinese. Unfortunately, he's injured now, but he's
Injured.
playing in the Italian Serie A and doing very well. He started as the sub goalkeeper, worked his way up, and became the number one for his club, playing at a high level. And then somebody says, "Don't call him up because he didn't save one shot 3 years ago." Haba now. Like at some point, we have to actually move on. You know, so that one I strongly disagree with it. So Real K says Aribo should be back over Al Hassan. The only thing I would say to that is that Aribo and Al Hassan play different roles. They are both midfielders, but they play different roles. They do different jobs. So that is not necessarily a like for like replacement. But still, I hear you. Um, somebody says Boniface out, Sadiq in. I don't know if you are serious or you are trolling. I don't want to say anything about Sadiq. I'll just laugh at that one. Um, let me see. Sleazy said he can't access the link. I don't see why the link should still be working. I'll repost the link if you want to join. I'll repost the link so that more people can call in. But I don't see why the link shouldn't be working. I'll repost the link so you can call in, but the link should be working. Okay, let me just quickly go back to some more comments. Yeah, Chineke says if the local player is better, he will prove it on the field. Yeah, give them a chance,
Yes.
and if they do well, they do well. If they don't, they don't. Ot Davis says Ekong, I know Ambassi also need a change. I know Ambassi have been saying, okay, now I know that this guy is just trolling. Now
It's
I know
just
he's just
rolling.
yeah, I know he's just trolling. Let me see. Oluyumide says the main area of concern to me is the midfield and the two central defenders. We need mobility in the midfield, players that can run. We have players that can run. Is it Onyedika? Onyedika can run. Is it Yusuf? Yusuf can run. Is it Onyeka? Onyeka can run. Indidi, I will accept. Indidi doesn't have the legs again. I will accept. But the rest of them can run. So is it Dele Bashiru? Dele Bashiru can run. Is it Aribo? Aribo too can run. So I don't think, the coach has to give them the right instructions, set the team up well. But we have players that can run for sure. See, somebody says this OT David is just, I don't know why I'm getting my attention. He said even the match against Rwanda, he was underwhelming. No, he was not. He was not underwhelming against Rwanda. Come on, let's be serious here. We did not win, but he wasn't underwhelming. Like, what did he do wrong? He just didn't save, and that's the thing. Unfortunately, when the player doesn't save, oh blah blah blah. The same person is saying gift Urban in for Boniface. Come on now, like let's be serious here. Let's be serious here. Like, um, so somebody is disagreeing with you on Instagram. Said, see your mentality. As far as the player is good, he should be called, even if he they play for Ajegule. Um, Larry A says we are worried about the wrong people. Victor O is always going to start, so Kelechi is inconsequential at the moment. So Larry A, the only thing that I would say is that I believe that a team is only as strong as its weakest link. So no need to call anybody that might be perceived as a weak link. Even if Osimhen is going to start, what if Osimhen, God forbid, gets injured during the match? Somebody has to come off the bench now. What if Osimhen is not able to play or something? Somebody has to play there. We said this doesn't matter, but we saw it in the World Cup qualifiers last time. A player had to come on the field. I'm not going to name any names, but when he came on and the first two touches, we all saw that what is going on here? This guy is not on this level at all. So it's not until we have to play somebody now and then we'll not start crying before we know that somebody should not get called up. So that's what I would say. Um, let me see. Last night says I agree with the topic creativity as always. Respect. Thank you very much. Let me see what else people are saying. Is the coach Malian or France? The coach is French Malian. He's from both countries.
Yeah.
Nowadays you can even be from 3-4 different countries. It's a very diverse world. He's French Malian. The reason why I refer to him as a Malian is because he represented the Mali national team. And I said it earlier. In the future, if somebody comes and starts saying, "Oh, Lookman is English," even we say go vex, even though he's actually English, he's an English Nigerian. Because he played for Nigeria, we expect them to call him a Nigerian when I'm talking about football. So for football context, I refer to Eric Chelle as a Malian. In real life, he is also French, but for me, in football context, I'm going to refer to him as a Malian. Okay, let me see. Zion says Onyeka's work rate is superb. Hope to see him do great under Chelle. Daniel says the fact is that we still need a reliable striker aside Osimhen. Yes, we cannot just rely on only Osimhen. And the reality of it is that I know Nigerian fans don't like me when I don't. If I'm not praising Osimhen, people get offended. But the reality of it is that Osimhen also has some off days, and on those off days, we need somebody that can come and substitute and do the job, or that can come and support and do the job. That's the reality. We've seen Osimhen miss chances, so we need somebody that we know if Osimhen is misfiring, the person can come in and also get us a goal. Or if Osimhen is injured, the person can come in and get us a goal. So that's what Daniel is saying there, and I would agree. I would agree to that. Okay, let me see which other comment I have. Somebody said, please tell me about Tomori of AC Milan. Tomori is a long gone conversation now. Tomori is English. He has played for England enough times. He can't play for Nigeria again. Kufre says, with Eric, I am sure that we will win in Morocco. Eric, Kufre, we will win the whole tournament, or we will win one match, or what are we talking about here? You know, because this your confidence of we will win in Morocco. That is if he's even still the coach in Morocco. Because if he doesn't qualify, according to the details that we saw, his contract ends after the World Cup qualifiers. According to the details that we saw, only until after the World Cup qualifiers. If he doesn't qualify for the World Cup, they might not renew his contract. Though Eguavoen might take us to Morocco. So he first needs to qualify. Okay. Omogani says, hi guys, why do Nigeria take long to get under 20, under 17 to the senior squad? There's a guy at the WAFU under 20 that's way better than Chukwueze. First of all, there is no under 20 player that is half as good as Chukwueze. Let us be serious here. Let us be serious. I know we're unhappy with Chukwueze. I know we criticize him, but there is no Nigerian under 20 that is half as good. Now, you say he's not even in WAFU. Come on now, let's be serious. If you watch me play, see, if you watch me play in my local league here, you will say I can play center back for Super Eagles because I'm good in my local league. But does it mean that if I come and play against the top strikers, that they will not bully me? Let's be serious here. You cannot use somebody playing in WAFU. And as far as why we take time, it's because progression in Nigeria is not a smooth line. Players don't progress the way we think they should progress. You like the reality of it is that players don't just progress like that. Shining at under 17 does not mean that you'll be a quality first team player as well. Shining at under 20 does not mean that you'll be a quality first team player. And then when certain players play under 17, they play under 20, then they take one move that is not necessarily the best move for their career. I remember I did an interview with Utin Ukoem, the former Nigeria under 20 captain, left back. You know, in the set of, I think, whose set was he in? I can't remember his set, but now he plays for Shooting Stars. He's back in the NPFL. And I remember when I interviewed him then, he told me that he had offers from Belgium, from the Netherlands, from Denmark. Guess where his agents took him to sign? In Israel. So that move affected his development. And now he's back in Shooting Stars in the MPFL. So even if a player does well at youth level, certain decisions that they make in their career in terms of transfers, things like that, they make it difficult for them to just come into the first team. Another thing that I would say is that a lot of Nigerian fans, you know, we have this flashy new thing syndrome. Once we just hear about a new person, bring him in. Oh, is this, is that? He's better than this guy, he's better than that guy. You know, and you don't actually go and watch the person play. You know, for me, before I even start to talk about certain players in the Super Eagles, I must have probably watched them play 5 to 10 times at least before I'll say, okay, let me talk about this guy coming into the national team. So yeah, that's what I would say about that. Adib Bola says Nigeria needs a new player in the mode of Okocha and Oruma. Let's that is nostalgia. I'm not getting into that. I beg. But yeah, Tower TV says we need to be patient with Eric to do well. I agree. We need to be patient. Unfortunately, Nigerians are never that patient. He's actually more French than Malian. That one is you that will go and argue that one. He's a Malian international. He's a Malian in my book. Whether which one is more or less, that one is not my issue. Segodi is asking, which style of play do you think will suit the Super Eagles? Because you guys have so much firepower up front without a lighter. This guy is taking shots. He said we just pack gunpowder. We don't get lighter to ignite the gunpowder. Okay, so I'll ask you, you've been watching the Super Eagles for a long time. You know, you are a historian. You've seen so many different styles of play, so many different sets, so many different players. So, which style of play, you know, to Segodi's question, under this new coach, Eric Chelle?
I think I would say any style that will be good enough to wall up South Africa in their backyard. Maybe give them like 4-0 that we used to do back in the days. Because like I said, I think the style we played at the AFCON, given back that if we have all our players, I think that style too can suit Super Eagles. But no, our players are professionals. Just play to their strength. I think they understand they understand the importance too. But I would not just want a coach to go and tell Adema Lukman to go and play right back because you want a player to fit into your style. No. I think, but I'll still go for, I want 3-4. I'm a fan of 3-4-3. Maybe because most Italian clubs play that. I'm a fan of 3-4-3. I think with 3-4-3, our firepower front, I think the two of Lukman, Osimhen, and either Moses can get the job done. Or either Moses or Nathan Taylor. If he's invited, I said Nathan Taylor, if he's invited, can get the job done. I'll go for 3-4-3.
Okay.
As for me.
Humble Henry, I'll ask you the same. What kind of style do you want to see the team play under Eric Chelle?
He played against South Africa during the AFCON. I saw what he did. And for me, 4-3-3. 4-3-3. For me, 4-3-3. If he can be able to hold, okay.
Okay.
4-3-3. Yes, let him go about 4-3-3, or he played 3-4-3.
Okay. For me, I would say I'm a big fan of 4-2-3-1. 4-2-3-1, 4-3-3, depending on how you look at it. Two midfielders, one attacking midfielder, two wide players, one striker. If he wants to switch things up a little bit, maybe he can take us into like a 3-5-2 or a 3-4-3 if he wants to be more compact in defense, which we might need depending on who the players are. But again, I'm a fan of attacking football, but more importantly, I'm a fan of winning football. So for me, the most important thing is that we can get results on the field. I will support a coach regardless of how he plays if my team is winning. That's the honest truth, because that is the most important thing. I'm not trying to lose, but but man, do you see how many chances we had? But I lost the game. What does that do for me? So maybe it's Mourinho that sports me. Maybe Mourinho is the one that made me think like that, because Mourinho used to play nonsense. But I know every season, my team, they carry trophy and they celebrate. So I was happy, So me, I personally, I like attacking football. Yes, it's my preference. But if you have to defend, if you are winning, I'll take it. If you play on the counter, look at Nuno Espirito Santo, Nottingham Forest. Na counter they play, na counter football then they play, but they are winning. They are challenging for top 4. Everybody is happy. So it's not just all about go and attack. But in terms of formation, I think a nice 4-2-3-1, with maybe Ndidi and what's it called? Ndidi and maybe Onyeka in the midfield, or Onyedika. I might actually go Onyedika because Onyedika can use the ball a bit more than Onyeka. Ndidi and Onyedika, and then maybe Dele Bashiru playing ahead of them. Lukman, Iwobi, Osimhen. Firepower. Firepower. So Segodi, I think if we play like that, we might have the lighter that we need to ignite the firepower. Or if you want,
the link is not working.
The link is not working.
Yes, I also tried it now. It's not working.
You have to use laptop.
Let me try because I'm not sure why the link will not be working. And the only way I can get a new link is if I restart. So that might be an issue. But give me 1 second. Let me just try the link on my side and see if it actually isn't working. Guys, the link is working. I literally just tried it on my end. The link is working.
Is it on your phone or on laptop? If it is on laptop,
no, I just used my iPad. The link is working. So guys,
But on the phone, it's not working. Most people are trying to
yeah.
join on the phone. On the phone, it's not working.
Well, if you're on your phone and you're using an iPhone, you need to be using Safari. If you're using another browser, it won't work. If you're on an iPad, you also need to be using Safari. But if it's not working on phone, please guys, grab a computer, grab a laptop and use. But the link is working. I can't get a new link unless I okay, no, actually I can't. Okay, actually I can get a new link. Okay, let me refresh the link. Okay, I've refreshed the link. I'll post that now. Okay, so I did not realize, but I could actually get a new link. I've done that. Let me post on Instagram as well. So if you want to call in, you can use the new link. And hopefully that one works. If it doesn't work, just use a computer. Thank you, guys. Is Ghanaian FA really considering Eguavon? That's not my business right now. Like, we're talking about our new coach. Let Ghana do what they want to do. But yeah, well, I don't want to really get into that. Samuel Mbate says, why aren't you one of the coaching staff for the Super Eagles? I don't think we have someone scouting the players. They should hit me up now. They should hit me up. I'll name my price. We can get to work. That's not an issue. I don't have coaching badges though. So I don't know if they will hire me. I don't have coaching badges. Okay. Omogani says players can only progress and improve if they get a chance in a senior squad. The problem is we expect them to be top class before giving them a chance. One or two should be given invite at least. So I disagree that players need to be in the Super Eagles in order to progress. No, the Super Eagles is not a training ground. Nobody expects them to be top class before getting a chance. But you need to be clearly very high potential before you get a chance. If you are going to come into the team as a youngster that is unproven, you need to be obviously very talented. You know, when Osimhen started playing for the Super Eagles, it wasn't world class. It wasn't close to world class. When Iheanacho started playing for the Super Eagles, it wasn't top class. You know, and Osimhen started playing young. Iheanacho started playing young. But they were showing high potential. So if the player is high potential, very clearly call him up. You don't just play 3 games in Wafubi and we say, oh, we'll call you up. No, now come on, let's be serious. But if the player shows very high potential, of course they can get a chance. But then we've seen it in the past that they've abused it because they've called players that were not very high potential and were not deserving just to call them up to sell them. So we know how we do things. The national team is not a place to be helping young players progress. That's what I would say. Okay.
Ayo, sorry. Ayo, I won't be surprised if I see people clamoring for the under 20 coach to come and be the Super Eagles coach. I won't be surprised because the way we talk, kudos to them. They played 3 matches, they lost one, drew 1-1 penalty, then won another one. Without the 3 matches, you're not saying we should bring those players to the Super Eagles. You're not even saying we should take them to under 23. Well, they didn't qualify for, they didn't play AFCON under 20 and World Cup. And that's what they can do. You're saying we should be so play Super Eagles. To me, that's I've been saying we should treat Super Eagles as a pinnacle of football. We should treat that team with respect. Don't just bring players come and be. You don't use Super Eagles to sell players. To me, that's not a good comment, sir. I'm sorry. I don't buy that. No.
Someone said the
don't buy
link
that.
isn't working like NFF. Hello. But so the whole thing with Eric Chelle and this MC Oran, let's see. MC Oran have a game on Saturday. If he's the one on their bench, it is going to be hilarious because NFF said he starts the job immediately. That's what they told us. So if he's still coaching MC Oran, it's going to be funny. If you go on his social media now, the coach Eric Chelle, he is still on his bio. He still has that he's the trainer for MC Oran. Maybe he has not just updated it yet. I don't know. He has not posted anything about NFF on his page, so I don't know. But if we hired him and he's still playing and he's still coaching MC Oran, now what for us? Oli Yimide says, by my count, only Moses Simon has so far congratulated the coach. That means a lot because he needs support of the players to excel. Often players need to do the same, or maybe in private. You know what I would say? The players don't need to congratulate him. I would honestly say that they don't need to. They have a group chat. In the group chat, I'm sure that maybe, well, let me not say I'm sure, but they would have probably introduced the players to the coach via the group chat. Like, hey guys, this is the new coach, this is his number, and then he'll start communication. In that group chat, players will probably reply, welcome coach, welcome coach, welcome coach. But the coach still needs to earn their respect. he still needs to earn their respect and show them that he really knows what he's doing. Because the truth is that probably 70% of our squad, they are bigger players than the coach. They are bigger superstars than the
Yeah.
coach. They've achieved more in their careers than the coach. So you don't expect them to just see that kind of coach and immediately just gravitate towards him. They are going to side eye him a little bit and be like, let's see what this guy can do. That's just life. That's human nature. They're going to look at him funny a little bit and say, let's see what he can do. I told you guys, I spoke to a player yesterday. I can't name the player, but the player was like, bro, who be this coach we're gonna hire? He said, when I don't come again. That's what the player told me. He said, bro, when I don't come again, who be this coach we're gonna hire? So he has to earn the players' respect, and he's going to earn it by how he communicates, by the ideas that he gives to them, by the training, how they see his training, and they think, okay, this guy actually is trying to do something or can improve us. And then ultimately by the results on the pitch. Because even if a player does not like your idea, if you are winning games, they cannot say anything. They will shut up and they will play for you. So he needs to earn the respect of the players. Of course, treat him with the basic human decency and human, and regular respect. But in terms of for them to publicly praise him or for them to publicly acknowledge him, he probably needs to earn their respect a little bit more. Um, Somebody said Trust Ekong posted Ekong na captain, so if at all, I will expect this Kipo, Ekong
Yes.
na captain. But for most players, they will probably just say welcome. They will talk to themselves because players talk to themselves and they will say, okay, let's see what this guy can do. Because also we have to understand the fact that players are human beings as well. The same way we have our opinions is the same way they have their own opinions as well. Some players might like Eguavon, who knows? Some players might like Pesero, who knows? Some players might like Finidi, who knows? So everybody has their own opinion. So it's going to take some time to earn their respect. Back to the comments very quickly. X Code says Eric Chelle is a good manager, but he took the reins of Super Eagles at the worst possible time. And Nigeria media hates him, at least most of them. My advice is that he should just do what is on his mind. Yes, I agree with you. It's a bad time for us. It's not an easy time for any coach. He should just do what is on his mind. See, if you listen to people, it's not going to help you at all. Just do what you want to do
Yes.
and live and die by your decisions. That's honestly what I believe. Do what you want to do and live and die by your decisions. People will surely talk. If you are doing good, people will talk. If you are doing bad, people will talk. If you are not even doing anything at all, people will talk. So just do what's on your mind. I agree with that. Olu says we can't just play any style of formation. 3-4-3 is okay. If we are playing four at the back, then a 4-2-3-1 is okay. His 4-3-1-2 might work defensively, but are going to might not work defensively, but are going to create chances though. No, I agree. If he tries to play with um a different style, it might work, it might not work. A coach needs to be able to adapt to the players that he has. If you have certain players, you adapt and you change your style. If you don't have certain players, you play a different style. But ultimately, your philosophy generally stays the same. Your idea generally stays the same. But yeah, still have some more comments. Tower TV says one thing Eric must do is to have good communication with players because football is beyond the field of play. Besides, Eric should field inform players. I agree, communication is important. Now, language barrier. I'm not sure how well he speaks English, but it's not about just the language. It's about how you say things. It's about how you carry yourself. Two people can say the same thing. One person says it with confidence. Another person is fidgeting as they say it. You take one, you don't take the other one, and it's the exact same thing they said. So how he says it is also very important. I agree. Um, so Mickey Berry says, I am sure we will qualify for the World Cup because we have a lot of good and quality players. So his faith is in the quality of our players. Big says we struggle with 4-3-3 because our midfield is bad and our defense is bad. Well, I agree. Our midfield has not been the best. Our defense, I don't think I'll call our defense bad. We had one of the best defenses at the AFCON. I wouldn't just call them bad. If they're organized properly, they will defend well. I wouldn't say our defense is bad. But again, a coach needs to be able to adapt, needs to be able to know the best way to play depending on the tools and the players that he has. Um, Let me see. OT Davis says Iwobi and Bashiru should be playing at the same time. Would be fantastic. Olu says Onyeka must start. Indeed, and Onyedika combo is not that good either. Indeed, and Onyeka or Onyeka and Onyedika. Okay. Chidike says 4-3-1-2. Basi Ekong Ola. What's LB? Basi Ekong Ola. I'm confused. How many defenders did you put here? Maybe you meant Osai or somebody. I'm not sure who LB is. Onyeka, Onyedika, Indidi Dele Bashiru, Lukman, Osime. So no, it will be in your own squad. Interesting. Okay. Um, somebody said Eguavo will be good for Ghana. He will totally kill the Black Stars. The Black Stars are already dead. They're already dead. The star is not shining again. So that one is a foregone conclusion. Victor Cobham says Eric Chelle is a proponent of 4-3-1-2 and believes that will probably be the pattern that will ignite the gunpowder because it involves the deployment rather, of highly mobile and ball moving midfielders. The only real ball moving midfielder that we have in Nigeria is Dele Bashiru. Interestingly
Dele
enough,
Bashiru.
other players don't really
Yes.
drive with the ball. Oyedika is not driving with the ball, he's just passing it. Indeed, he's not driving with the ball, he's passing it. He can run a few times. Alassane Yusuf just has energy to run back and forth. He's not necessarily driving with the ball like that. Sometimes he will do it, but not that's not really his game. Dele Bashiru is the one player that you can give him the ball in the front of our own box and he will drive with that ball and he will take it to the other box. Dele
What
Bashiru has that ability.
what about Ejuke?
Well, Eduke is not playing centrally, so I'm not really calling him a midfielder. Eduke is playing out on the flanks. He's back in training today. Let's see what he can do between now and March, and maybe we
Yeah,
can fight for him to come into the team.
yeah. Ayoti, let me ask you this question. Will it be possible for Coach Eric to convert Boniface as number 10?
I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say number 10, but Boniface can play behind a main striker. I don't know if he would like to. When he
Because
was in USG in Belgium, he was playing as one of two forwards every once in a while. So that
yeah,
could
because
potentially happen.
when I listened to one of the interview, he said there's something he said. He said, "I like Neymar."
No, yeah, when he was young, he used to play number
Yeah,
10.
when he was young, he loved to play number 10. I said, okay, can someone play 2-in-1? You are playing as push you as forward a little bit to hold the ball and communicate with the midfield. When you also go to your club, the same, because I have seen Alonso. There's one match he played him, asked him to be at the middle, then I use flank. Sometimes you will see him going forward, coming back. My own thing is this. I know that the coach is going to do well. He will do well. I love the criticism. I criticize him. Let me start now to criticize him. Because if anyone saying good things about him, at the end, it becomes something. Now that we are saying bad things about him, he's not this. I'm saying negative things about him. Yes, it's not a crime. I want him to succeed. I'm seeing him like an underdog right now. So that let's see what he can do. Because I'm trying to see maybe first match, Boniface scored 2 goals or 3 goals. Second match, Boniface scores 2 goals. I know who I'm going to blame. If I open my Instagram, if I'm going to say nothing, I know who I'm going to. I'm waiting for that moment, but I know that moment is coming.
Okay,
Yeah,
let me just quickly take more comments. We'll wrap up in the next like 8 minutes. But somebody's asking between Zedo and Bruno who should start at LB. I think that one depends on the coach and depends on the style of play that the coach wants to play. If the coach is looking for a left back that can bomb forward and join the attack, very quickly, obviously Zedu is his man. Zedu is a very fast player. If the coach is looking for a more balanced option, somebody that can do defending well and can attack. Okay, attacking is not his strongest suit, but he can also do it. We saw Bruno under Eguavon. Bruno really impressed. If we need to give Eguavon credit for one thing, is that he really made us see Bruno as a good player. So it depends on what the coach is looking for. I, as a fan of football, I prefer Bruno Oyemechi. And the reason I prefer Bruno is because for me, I've always said this. As a defender, your first job is to defend. So personally, I like defenders that can defend.
Yes.
And Bruno can defend. before attacking. The only thing is that now, in the past few weeks, in his club, they've been playing him as a left midfielder, not even a left back. So, it depends on the coach. Somebody has to end his spots in training. Um, Peter says, we need to come to reality. We are not going to the World Cup. Whoever the coach is, they give him a long-term project. As for the World Cup, let's forget about it. Okay, that's what this person is saying. Um, Big says, if it was white, the player asked that question. Yes, yes. I don't, the question was not based on his skin color or based on his nationality. The question was based on the fact that they just don't know who he is. It doesn't have a reputation. So the person didn't say that because he's black. It was just that he doesn't have a reputation. So real cases, the player should not go on live stream to insult him. Oli says, Eric is a good coach to me. He is in the class of the late Keshi and far better than Eguavon, Rwanda, and the rest. To me, are no opposition that can stop us. Okay, interesting. Larry says, I prefer a possession-based 4-2-3-1 with short passes and retaining possession, control over all-out attack. I also prefer control, but it has to be control with urgency. I always say that. You cannot just pass the ball sideways for the whole match without any penetration. Control the game, but once those spaces open up, play those incisive passes. Because sometimes we can do a lot of sideways passing without moving the ball forward. But I also agree in a controlled manner, not just attacking and then leave your defense exposed. Henny Henry is asking you a question, Humble. He said, if Nigeria do not qualify for the World Cup, who should we blame?
I will blame the NFF. I'm not going to blame the coaches. Yes, because you said they gave this man this job since June last year, and you are playing this. I'm going to blame the NFF. You would have brought this man immediately Pasero left, so that let him use this, this qualification, AFCON qualifying, and all this thing, to build himself and to know whether he can stay or he can leave. For you to give him these 2 matches, and that's why sometimes I will be praying for him. These 2 matches can destroy his reputation or can improve him. That's why sometimes I pity him. Yes.
Okay. You will blame the NFF. Okay, let me see some more comments on Instagram. ABD Aziz says, Mali played good football at the last AFCON. Let's see how he handles them. My fear is that he may struggle to earn the players' respect due to his profile. In the beginning, it might not be easy, but results. If you win, if you have good ideas, players will fall in line. You cannot just come and without a repetition and just try to you cannot just come from the beginning and say, you're not good enough. You cannot do all of that. You have to humble yourself in the beginning and earn their respect with your ideas and with your results on the field. Okay. Somebody says, what of Nwakali, ball carrying midfielder? I don't know if I always encourage Nigerian players, I know that not everybody can be like me. Not everybody wants to spend their weekend sitting in front of their TV watching 30 different matches. But try to watch every once in a while. If you've watched Nwakali in the past 3 years, you are not going to call him a ball carrying midfielder. Nwakali, at the moment, the best you can call him is a deep lying playmaker. He gets the ball, he moves it. Yes. He does not run with the ball, he does not drive with the ball. He gets the ball, he moves it forward, sideways. Every once in a while, he'll take a shot. Nwakali is not currently anything close to a ball carrying midfielder. He has not been for the past 3 years, or even more than that, if possible. So that's not a concern there. I can see some people are also saying, somebody says, let me see. I saw a comment that I wanted to reply to. Okay, someone says, I beg, forget Boniface scoring, Jerry. I think that's also just unnecessary castigation. Boniface will score for Nigeria. When people say forget him scoring, as if he has just been missing chances. No, how many chances has he gotten? He has hit crossbar. He had a chance to score that was given as an own goal. People just criticizing simply because the statistic. Whereas performance, you don't analyze the whole performance. You just look at he did not score.
No, so I disagree with that. I think that's also a bad argument. Charles says, can't we bring Crisantos Uche who loves to drive with the ball? Again, I will say the same thing here. I encourage you guys to actually watch these players rather than just talking about them. I don't know where you watch Crisantos Uche that you saw him as a driving midfielder. In fact, I don't even know where you watched him that you saw him as a midfielder at all. Because I've been having this debate with people. Oh, he used to play midfield in his former team, in his semi-pro team. He played midfield. But he came to a professional team now. They are playing him as a striker. But we will use the semi-pro performance to call him to Super Eagles. Huh? So again, even when he played for Getafe, I don't know where you are seeing him driving with the ball because you say he loves to drive with the ball. I'm not sure where you saw that, honestly. It tries every once in a while to hold the ball up, to link up with his teammates, to move the ball forward, but nothing that you will say he loves to drive with the ball based on Getafe. So again, I encourage people to watch these players more before you talk about them. It's not just about hearing their name and just talking. Official Lucky Friday says Boniface has played as a 10 and an 8 and also from the wing. That is true. Omobolaji says Umar Bali Aino Ekong Basi Zaidu Indidi Onyeka Onyedika Iwobi Lukman Osime. So that's Omobolaji's preferred 11 under the new head coach Eric Chelle. Someone said if we don't qualify, I will blame Babadeo too. Okay. Let me see. More comments. More comments. Chidike says yes, control with progression. Real case says Zedu Sanusi is better at LB than Bruno. Agree to disagree. Oluwashino says, I think it would be good if the coach could give the chance to Onuche Ogbelu of Esperance and Uche from Getafe. Onuche Ogbelu, in fact, I would say I see that. Uche of Getafe. Oh man, I love Crisantos, man. I love Crisantos. I've communicated with him on several occasions, but there's no strong argument for him right now. There's no strong argument. Um, Ainde says Nigeria will qualify for World Cup, provided NFF do not interfere with choice of players and players are invited by merit. Well, what I will say to that is, provided you give me $1 million, I'll be a millionaire. You know, there's history tells us that NFF are going to interfere. History tells us that some players are not going to be invited based on merit. So I agree. In an ideal world, in utopia, we'll probably say yes, we'll qualify, but we don't live in utopia. Victor says,
Uh,
sorry, let me just round up. Victor says, true, Bashiru is the only ball moving midfielder. He can be paired with a highly mobile midfielder like Onyeka, Onyedika, or even Iwobi to create a dynamic midfield and pull off the 4-3-1-2 formation. Interesting there. Charles says, Osigwe, Bruno, Ekong, Balogun, Aino, Indidi, Dele, Uche, Lukman, Osime, and Simon Moses. My top Super Eagles 11. Is this okay? I don't know how Uche is making your starting 11, bro. I honestly don't know how he is, man. Like, what has he done? What evidence has he shown? How are we bringing him in? I like the player. He's a good player, potential player. But how are you putting him in a Super Eagles starting 11? I don't really understand. Um, Ikefune says, does this coach speak English? I hope he's able to communicate his ideas clearly since he is French. As far as I know, he speaks broken English, as far as I know. I have to hear more of him. But as far as I know, he speaks broken English. So not perfect, but I think he should still be able to communicate. I think. Segodi says Nigerian players they don't have time to undermine the coach. They are in a serious hole themselves. They need to show that they're the coach that they are fighters. Okay. Um, let me see. Otile says, come to think of it, we can play Lukman as a striker. Oh. Not a top striker, but if Lukman wants to play, if he wants to play Lukman, that's why I said a 3-5-2. If he plays a 3-5-2, he can play Lukman and Osime, with Lukman supporting Osime as the other striker. That can work. That can work. If we don't qualify for the World Cup, the players will be the biggest losers themselves. Respect or no respect, the coach to the coach boils down on how badly these players want to go to the World Cup. I agree, the players will be the biggest losers. Well, it depends on. Well, I agree they will be the biggest losers because last not them they go the World Cup, not them go get reputation. But me too, I'll be a big loser because I will not make money. So even so they should better qualify because me too, I'll be a big loser if they don't qualify. So they should better qualify. What did they say? What about Gift Urban? Why hasn't the NFF called him up? The NFF has not called him up because he is not doing anything to deserve a call up. Like Urban that has been struggling. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. Like actually watch games, guys, please. Or at all. I mean, to be fair, I'm not criticizing you. If you don't watch, that's why I'm here. I'll give you the information. Um, Bright Lucas says NFF always interfere. We should allow the coach work. Yes, we definitely should allow the coach work. Okay, we're going to wrap up now. So, final thoughts. We've spoken so much about some negative aspects of the appointment. People have also spoken about the positives. Some negatives are the inexperience. Some negatives are the lack of success that he has had in his career so far. Some of the positives are the style of play, his ideas. Some people think that he's a disciplined man. He's not going to take nonsense. He's not going to allow people to impose on him. So those are some of the positives. With all that being said, guys, I pose this question to everybody. Hubble and Adedoton, you guys will answer, but I also want to hear from you guys in the audience. On a scale of 1 to 10, how happy are you with the appointment of Eric Chelle as the head coach of the Super Eagles? After having a day to hear everybody's opinion, to hear all the different arguments, on a scale of 1 to 10, how happy are you? Guys, leave your comments, and Humble Henry, you go first. How happy are you on a scale of 1 to 10 with this appointment?
For now, because the percentage will be going higher as we go closer. For now, 5/10.
Mm,
Virtualize at the middle. For now, 5/10.
okay, fair enough. Mr. Adedotu, on a scale of 1 to 10, how happy are you?
I'll say 4/10.
4, below average. Why is that?
Yeah, thank you very much. Because, like I said, I'm indifferent. I'm not a fan of his record, of his CV. I'm not a fan of his CV. And like I said, I don't want to go the route I went when Parcel was the coach, that I had to come back and that I had to come back. Parcel, I'm sorry, after calling you some names. That's why I said, for now, I'll just say 4 pieces. And like I've been saying, like I agree with you, IoT. NFF will always want to intervene, but we are coaches that didn't allow NFF to intervene. Westerhoff, maybe because Westerhoff had the backing of maybe because Westerhoff had the backing of the then head of deputy head of state, the person of Augustus Iom. He had the backing of the federal government then, so he was able to match the NFF. They were not able to intervene. As even even Batifos, because of record, they are able to intervene. So on that, it's not that I'm just saying that you can't say that all the coaches that we had that NFF intervened. Some people would not allow them to do that. Probably those ones had the backing of this thing. Even the Lesvikeshi, because of his pedigree, of his popularity in Nigeria and being former captain, did not allow them. So that's that on that. But still, I would just say 4, just 4, because I was expecting either a German or a Tosh.
Okay.
4.
Let me just take comments. Adeshola Aboderin says 9/10. Temitayo says 4 or 5/10. Olu Olatunji says 9/10. So mixed opinions. Some people are happy, some people are not. I also see some comments here. Tawa TV says 7/10. Olu says 5/10. Real K says 7/10. At least we have a coach. Katoka Digital 1/10. So he's not happy at all. Charles says 8.5 because he is young and he came to the ranks of France. They do produce some coaching talents. Plus, I think he has something to prove, and his attacking ideologies fit our attacking talent. Okay. 12-step addiction rehabilitation. This is your name. 7.5/10. We have the players to do the business. We just need a little direction from a fairly good coach to succeed. Okay. Victor Cobham says, right now I'm in inertia. I'll give it a 6 on a scale of 10 because I believe he will try something slightly different from the norm. John Jones says 6/10. Manolo Etuk says 8/10. Oluwashino Olakunle says 8.5 over 10. And I would say for me, I'm probably sitting at a 6 over 10 right now. I'll say 6 over 10 because I think he's a good coach. I think he has some good ideas. So that is giving me a little bit of joy. I think he's better than the coach that he's replacing in Austin Guavon, with all due respect to Austin Guavon, you know. So that's why I'm at a 6. But at the same time, I worry a little bit about his lack of experience playing or coaching at any real, big or relatively big team. I worry a little bit about the fact that he has never won anything in his career, whether as a player or as a coach. Again, it's not like, oh, you must have won, but I just like to see that you have won. I like evidence, I like evidence. Um, and yeah, with all that being said, I still believe that he has what it takes. I hope that the players rally behind him. Yes, I said he needs to earn their respect, but I hope that they give him a fair chance. The players should give him a fair chance. I hope that the players also feel intrinsically motivated and inspired to qualify, because we need this thing bad, man. We need them bad, bad, bad. We cannot afford to miss 2 World Cups in a row. The financial impact, the impact on our World Cup ranking, on our world rankings, the impact on the reputation of our national team, the impact on the reputation of our players. Because people will keep on saying, you people are telling me that Osimhen is the best in Africa. People are telling me that Lukman is the best in Africa. People are telling me that Iwan Bali is the best. People are telling me all of this, and you cannot qualify. So it will affect the players' reputation as well. And also, people like Ekong have been to World Cup in 2018. Thank God. But most of this squad has not been to a World Cup. Most of these players have not been
Yes.
to a World Cup. This might be your final chance. If you're around 25, 26, this might be your final chance. If you don't go now, you might not achieve that dream of playing at a World Cup. So please, the players should give absolutely, absolutely everything. Um, I'll end there. I'll say thank you to my two guests who have been with me throughout, in Humble Henry and Adedoto. Nice to hear from you guys. Always nice to hear your opinion. Um, I would also say thank you to everyone that has been watching us. We had 2 interruptions when we were first trying to do on Instagram. We switched over here. Thankfully, it has worked well. That's the reason why I don't do live streams on Instagram anymore, because that app is very glitchy, unfortunately. So we've gone over to almost 2.5 hours now talking about this coach, debating different opinions, hearing from everybody. I appreciate all of you guys. If you're not subscribed to the Eagle Tracker YouTube channel, please, 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 please subscribe, guys. It costs you absolutely nothing to subscribe. It helps the channel to grow. It helps us to continue to create quality content. It motivates us, it inspires us, it helps us to make some extra money so that I can pay my staff. I have staff, I have video editor, I have graphic designer, I have content creator. It costs money, guys. So please subscribe. If you want to support with a super chat, I would appreciate it. If you want to buy merchandise on eaglestrackershop.com, I would appreciate it. But if you say this IoT guy, I don't like him enough to give him $1, fine. Just click the subscribe button. Subscription is completely free, and I'll appreciate that subscription just as much. Um, I would say watch out for the upcoming content on Eagles Tracker. This weekend, exclusive interview with Anayo Iwala is coming up. One of my favorite interviews ever. He spoke about everything from his childhood to joining Ayimba to leaving Ayimba. People keep on saying, why did he go and chase money in North Africa? Why did he go and chase money? You will hear the full story. You will hear the full story. Why is he not playing in Europe? Or does he still dream of being in Super Eagles? Everything, you will hear the full story. Why is he in Kuwait? You will hear the full story. Very fantastic interview. Is about the interview. We just finished editing it yesterday. The interview is 1 hour 40 minutes long. Um, but it's that long because, man, the story was so profound. He's one of those players that has been through so much as a footballer, and unless you hear the story, you can never really understand fully what he has been through. So yes, please watch out for that. In the future, interview with Emeka Eze, interview with Ibrahim Aliyu, interview with Benjamin Tanimo, interview with Yewande Balogun, interview with Victor Boniface, um, and more, all in the works. My goal is to bombard you people with content this year. Bombard you with content. So please make sure you're subscribed to Eagle Striker on YouTube. And I'll see you guys